What is up, guys? How are we doing today? What's up? As you can tell, I've got a little rambunctious or ambitious, I don't know. But got a green screen finally, so hopefully videos will be a little bit better with just my silhouette. Got to keep the movements limited just a little bit, but as you can tell, this is the Q&A video you guys have been waiting a long time for. I know I announced it, 2 weeks ago now, and I'm just getting to it. It's just kind of typical same old stuff, you know, just busy and everything. And was making sure that we had plenty of time to get all the questions in. You know, like I said, I wasn't expecting a whole lot, and my expectations were right. We only had 3 people ask questions, but it's very cool because, hey, you know, it's 3 more than normal. Sorry about the hair. It's actually, this is all one length. It's just my hair is so messed up right now. I've been busy cleaning up the office, getting the new setup up and everything like that. So yeah, we got to get on with these questions now. Like I said, I only had trace people ask. One person asked 3 questions. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna break up their questions and throw one of the other 2 in there. Like I said, it's not a big deal. I'm very happy that you guys, you know, took the time out to think of a question. You know, I was actually expecting a lot worse than this, but that's pretty cool. You know, I do apologize about taking so long. I just been focused on some other stuff right now, and like I said, I wanted to make sure that there was plenty of time just in case anybody saw the video, wanted to ask a question. So here we go. The first question of 3 from Eve L, and I gotta send a shout out to Eve. Thank you. You've been by far the most awesome subscriber. You know, everybody give her a hand. She pretty much watches everything that I put out, and you know, leaves comments more often than not. And it's very cool to know that I do have a hardcore supporter out there. So Eve. Anyway, her first question is, what do you do for work in real life? Well, that's simple. I've actually tried to kind of keep that a secret without really being a secret. It's just, you know, how kind of like when I started my channel, I didn't want to put myself on screen, so to speak. But what I do in real life and work, I'm a meat cutter, butcher, if you will. Not in the sense of the old butcher. And I'm sorry, I'm actually looking at the questions, and the camera is up above, so it's like, you know, maybe I'll work on the camera positioning a little bit better. Again, I'll work on the green screen. It came with some wrinkles, and I've been working those out. But yeah, that's what I do for my job in real life. I am just a butcher for a grocery chain here, and it's good. You know, it pays the bills, got me, you know, my house and my car, and got me doing this. So I mean, it's not too bad, I guess. Okay, the next question comes from Gingerman, and Gingerman asks, favorite food? Happy face. My favorite food, kind of like everybody else. I like Italian dishes, spaghetti, but lasagna. Oh, lasagna. And baked ziti, and stuff like that, man. Whether it's Alfredo sauce and stuff like that. I absolutely love that food. Awesome. You can't really go wrong with it. I'm trying to think of something else to say along that lines to kind of extend this a little bit. I just, you know, one of my favorite things is like a mishmash. It's like you take the ingredients for lasagna, but you use noodles, like small noodles instead. You know, whether it be a spiral or whatever, and you basically make everything, throw it together, mix it around, bake it, bring it out. It looks like a disaster, but oh my god, all those ingredients together, it's just like freaking amazing. So Gingerman, there you go. I think you actually might have said the same thing. I don't know. Okay, back to Eve for her question number 2 of 3. She says, how tall are you? Well, I can tell you that I am actually 5'7", 5'8". Could be a little bit taller. It's actually a joke that we got going on, is I would be taller if it wasn't for my job. I do pick up a lot of heavy things, and over the years of doing it has kind of worked its magic on my back, so I have a horrible back. But my back, you know, so I am kind of compressed. I know that one time I went and got a massage, and the girl did a thing where she stretched my back out and kind of pushed, and it felt weird as heck, but oh my god, it felt so good. And I actually felt taller, so I'm gonna say between 5'7", 5'8", maybe 5'8 and a half. It just kind of depends on how compressed my back is. So yeah, anyway, so we'll go to the next question. And it's from Stray Cat James. Mr. James from Craft Gaming, what's up, man? Appreciate you asking. It says, how similar or different is YouTube from stand-up? What got you interested in doing stand-up? If some of you don't know, you might not. I do hobby doing comedy stand-up. I don't really consider myself a comedian because I just do mainly open mics across the thing of Charlotte here. It's got a pretty good scene going on. But how similar is it to YouTube? Similar or different? Similar, you're entertaining. You gotta be kind of thinking on your toes. Even like in stand-up, you kind of rehearse, whereas like, I'm playing a game, I can't really rehearse for the game unless I've played it before. And I don't like to do that because it takes away the authenticity of how I act. You're thinking on your feet, and you're just trying to entertain people. How different it is, ooh. I don't have a bunch of people sitting in front of me here watching and, watching me do this, even though this would probably be a lot more easier to do than it would be stand-up. Stand-up is just me. I suffer from that, performance anxiety or, in front of people, like crowds, I got that social anxiety. And yeah, man, it's completely different. But doing YouTube has helped me do stand-up. I would have never dreamt of doing stand-up, which I started this year at the beginning of the year, if it wasn't for YouTube. YouTube has given me the confidence that I can get up there in front of people and kind of just do it, I'm like, if I can, and I hate to say this like this, but if I can do it, you can do it. Like, it's, because if you know me in real life, I'm not awkward, I'm very quiet. And you never picture it because like everybody at work, when they find out like my new store and the old store before I left, they found out that I was gonna do it, or found out like I am at the new store and found out I was doing it, and they were just like, you're doing stand-up? So yeah, it's different it's different in a ton of ways if you suffer from performance anxiety, but you're performing for other people, so it's similar in that sense. I hope that kind of answered your question. I don't know, I went all over the place. And what got me interested in stand-up has been for many years, before I even wanted to do YouTube or record myself playing video games. Well, actually no, I actually would have enjoyed doing the video game thing many moons ago, before it was even possible to do that without millions of dollars or thousands. But it's just something that I always wanted to kind of get up and do. I've always heard people say, oh, you're funny, you should, or oh, you're such a comedian. So what made me really get into it was I went to a show for one of my coworkers, who's a good friend of mine, and he was doing it, and it got me thinking. I was like, you know what, I just got to do it, They're open mics, so you can go in, sign up, you don't have to like let them know ahead of time depending on where you're going. And he just, seeing him do it kind of pushed me. It was like, you know what, you're doing new things, with the YouTube, and you're trying to make yourself a little bit less bored with life. I'm gonna go ahead and do it. And that's what I did. I just went ahead and said, okay. So he got me pushed over the edge, but I've always been interested. I love stand-up comedy. I've watched like old stand-up, things like, I know it's a little bit bad taste to probably say, but Bill Cosby, himself, if you've ever seen that stand-up, it's amazing. And I'm not going to, that's, regardless of what's going on with him now, it does not affect my view on how he did his thing. George Carlin back in the 80s, Robin and Williams, all them kind of inspired me to kind of want to do it. And then I finally got that extra push with myself saying, you know what, this is time for new things. So James, I hope that kind of answered your question. I can really take a question and go way outside the box with it sometimes. Alright, and the final question, again, from Eve, her last one. It says, what's your favorite thing to do away from gaming? That is actually kind of hard right now, because the only thing I do away from here is sit on the couch and watch TV, which is not very often, or, go to work. So if I'm not working, I'm usually here working on stuff. But, I really enjoy cars. I'm into cars. I haven't done anything car-wise in a very long time, but yeah, I would say probably car-related things, and just going out, maybe seeing a new movie, or well, of course, comedy. So I guess those are the main things now in my life, you know. But yeah, the biggest thing, I mean, the only reason that I didn't do this anytime sooner was I was so wrapped up in cars and some other things in my life that was what I did, was cars. I enjoy cars, working on cars. Not as much as I used to. You know, I had a car, I don't like to think about it, you know, about 4 years ago now, maybe three and a half, that I sold because of financial situations that I just threw money into. And I mean, I was just like throwing money, like, take my money, you know, getting it looking good for show, and definitely having a lot of go, and having a lot of fun there. I went to car shows a lot. Almost every weekend I was at a car show, you know, cruise-ins, going on meetups for, you know, like, you know, YouTubers would do with each other, but going on meetups for cars, you know, just all that kind of stuff. So yeah, that was probably my favorite thing, and still is. I just don't do it as much now because I got this and a lot of work. After selling that car, I kind of tried to push myself away from that, because it is a very costly thing. I think I spent almost $15,000 when I had my one car, and you know, just doing miscellaneous modifications to it, from looks and, like I said, go fast stuff. So yeah, and that does it for the questions. I definitely this is about a 10-12 minute video going on here. So yeah, it was definitely longer than I expected. I definitely greatly appreciate the questions. Don't feel bad if you didn't ask. I'll be doing these more often. Not super often, but this is just something I wanted to do. I wanted to do it my 1 year, but it's been, well, we're almost going on 2 now, which is very cool. Well, I say almost because time flies for me. We still have until November before we hit the 2 years here. But you know, I just wanted to do this, and decided to finally do it. Kind of put it off a little bit. It seemed like everybody that I knew that does this was doing a Q&A, which is fine, perfectly fine. But I was just like, well, I'll wait and see if we get more questions coming here. But this was good, man. This was awesome. And again, thanks Eve, thanks Ginger Man, and thanks James for asking the questions. And I'm just gonna end it on that, guys. Nothing really going on other than gaming and working. So until the next one, stay safe and peace.